Aquaproof 7-in-1. High-performing waterproofing paint, Nippon Paint. The coatings expert.
President Ranil Wickremesinghe called for a comprehensive program to revive the country's spice industry, which was once a major source of income. Speaking at the 19th Annual General Meeting of the Spice Council, he urged them to prepare a proper plan for the revival of the industry and said that the government is ready to provide the necessary support. The president stressed the importance of bringing the private sector together to implement the program promptly. He also presented awards to Sarada De Silva and Professor Jayasiri Lankage for their contribution to the promotion of the cinnamon industry in Sri Lanka. In addition, President Wickremesinghe presented a commemorative gift to the Minister of Agriculture and Industrial Development Mahinda Amarawira and received a souvenir gift from the Spice Council.
The Spice Council was set up 20 years ago in 2003, modeled after the Spices Board of India, to represent producers, exporters, processors, dealers, and other stakeholders involved in the spice industry. The goal of this council has always been to promote high standards of business conduct and ensure the ability of all Sri Lankan spicers to compete effectively and profitably in international markets. In 2022, the global spice and seasoning market was valued at $26.65 billion and is growing at a compound annual growth rate of 5.8%. However, over the past 10 years, the Sri Lankan spice industry has bought in between $300 to 400 million. In 2022, from the USD 368 million exports, more than 50% of our spices have been exported to India and Mexico as raw spices. This indicates that our industry has been unable to move beyond traditional markets, and new ways to showcase the uniqueness of our spices is now more important than ever.
I don't know how much I can tell you about spices because the president and his family will tell you much more. I think you are run about 150 or 200 years in the game. But spices played an important role in our economy for thousands of years. We had the best spices. In the last 30-40 years, we neglected, and our revenue from spices came down. We didn't go into value addition. Now that has to change. With the restructuring of the economy and its sustainability, we have to become a competitive economy and an export-oriented economy. We have to earn far more foreign exchange if we have to settle our debts and also ensure that we have a positive balance of payment situation. Which means we have to look at all areas of economic activity which are competitive and which will bring us foreign exchange, whether we export or services provided here. So the government, the Ministry of Finance especially, is looking at areas where this can be done. Now one area is spices. Spices bring up $400 million. Sri Lanka's government in the old days ran on spices. It brought the Portuguese, the Dutch and the British here. So I think 400 million is too little. It's said in the times of Rajasinghe, the king of Sitavaka, he wanted to increase the price of cinnamon that was collected in the kingdom. That was all except around Colombo. So what did he do? He took his low quality cinnamon and burnt it. And he got a better income, enabling him to carry on his wars. So in different ways, we have used cinnamon. And what do we do now? We have to look at a bigger market, as you all have been talking. Look at value addition and look at niche market. Where can you do? Where can you go? And it's a wide range you have. So what the government has stepped in. We want to help you and help ourselves to increase the products. One is, we have established a separate department for cinnamon development. Much more can be done. After all, many of the lands that were used for cinnamon are today under tea, rubber or coconut and are not doing that well. the intercropping is available. Then there's pepper, which was basically home garden crop for a long time. So many other spices. So let's identify them and go ahead. For cinnamon, a special department. So we will look at other spices, how you improve it, what are your targets. In addition to the spices, we are also adding two others. Coffee, which we are famous for, which we have quality coffee, and cocoa. We had the best cocoa, one of the best varieties of cocoa. Today we haven't got that. And the biscuit and the chocolate producers have met me asking to increase cocoa. So we will come out with a package to help you. One way is that some of the JEDB, SPC, Alcadua lands, which are good for spices, cocoa or coffee, will be put onto the market. Some of them are not as far as tea, though they are tea lands, actually their productivity is low. So those are lands which can be available. We'll make it available next year for all of you who are interested in improving your production. Then there will be other lands privately owned. So we will now work these details out. To do that, in addition to the cinnamon development department, what I have done is to bring the whole agriculture sector together. We can't have one for coconut, one for cinnamon, one for paddy. So while we have this, you have the export development, export agriculture. But I am wondering, why can't you merge agriculture and export agriculture? After all our products must be competitive, whether it's horticulture, agriculture, anything. All of them must be competitive. You can't have a domestic agriculture. This is our problem now, which is not competitive, and agriculture that is competitive. Looking at increasing the paddy production hectare to go up to 6 or 8 metric tons, as the minister says, some areas are producing 11, which means a whole lot of land in the wet zone can be available for the cultivation. That's the way we want to. There will be lands, we are looking at Mahavali System B and System A, which will have a lot of land available for cultivations. So look at the crops. And this is why this is called the Agricultural Modernization Program. We want to modernize agriculture, bring technology in, look at the market. Now I can tell you one thing, I know one group who can't do this. That's the government. We can help you, we can give policy, we can give support. Rest is yours. So you who are in the Spices Council, kindly come up with a plan, the minister, and I am more than prepared to consider and see in which ways we can help you. It's up for you. At least $1 billion to begin with, but if you are successful, more than $1 billion should come in. We are an agricultural country. We must not give up our agriculture because we are going into manufacturing services. No, we shouldn't. We should go in and increase it. And with digitalization, what can't you do? The farmer has only the hand phone and achieve miracles. So we are looking at all this, bringing together the green economy, the digital economy, and agricultural modernization, and look for exports. It's up for you. If you are come with the plans and you want any foreign advice, we'll look at that. We certainly will help you. So that is the short message I have. It's up for you now to work it out and meet the minister and me, and then we will see how we can go ahead.
For more latest news, subscribe to FTTV.